Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are deeper and deeper into Metroid Prime 4. I'm getting closer to a generator room where I'm supposed to activate this generator. And once I activate this generator, then I have to go to this quarantine and then collect the key. And I'm sure there's going to be some difficult bosses coming up, but that's okay. That's the whole point of this game, right? All right, let's activate this elevator. It's a generator. I'm sorry, not the elevator. Generator. I don't know why I said the elevator. It looked like an elevator. It's funny because I said the generator. That's what it is. It's a main generator startup device used to initiate turbine rotation. It's currently offline, so we're going to turn it on, and then we'll go from there. Let's see where we are, actually. Yeah, so this is the power station. It's the generator. Let's turn around. Yeah, you can see it like that. But I think this generator, this lift, will take us down, right? To quarantine. I assume it will take us down to quarantine. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, let's turn on the generator first and let's see what happens. Hold on. I think we have to pull that out. Let's see. I'm using rockets. Let's try it again. See what it says. Wait, there's something else here. See? There's something else. Hatch can be activated from terminal link. Got it. Okay, so we need to turn on the generator to start this mobile ramp. I got you. Hold on, let me try this again. Let me see what we have here. See what the deal is. There's something else here. What is this? You see, this is why you have to scan everything. See, that's the whole point in this game. You know, remember I talked about those three important things: checking your map, getting familiar with the map to see where you are, so you don't get lost. And then second is scanning, right? And the third is obviously understanding your boss. What I mean by boss, meaning the boss that you have to fight. Like, how do you defeat the boss? What are its capabilities, and how do you suppress its capabilities by using what you have? Alright, so this is the generator startup device to... What is this? Oh, let's pull it. Alright, so we pull it like this. That's how we started, huh? Started like that. Hold on. There's something else here. See, I knew it. It's a startup device. Hold on. See, I knew it. I knew it, man. So we have to bring this over here. There you go. Let's pull this. And then use the morph ball. And there you go. We got the generator power ready to rock and roll. And then we have to come here. See here? And there you go. What is this? Just a hologram display. Shows the current state of the main generator turbine. I think we should be able to turn it on. There you go. Looks like it needs some power. Alright, well, let's give it some power. There you go. But there's another one over here that we need to activate. So what we're gonna do is do the same thing. Come up here and activate the second one. And I think we have to do the same thing for the third one. You see, that's the whole point of this game. I hope you guys are learning something from this, really. And I'm not making these videos to be some sort of a smart ass. Oh, look at me, blah, blah, blah. It's really to explain to those of you who are missing the point of what Metroid is, you know. Just like I was 7 days ago. And look at the difference 7 days have made me playing this game. Trying to understand it. Alright, so let's be careful. I'm over here. Where was it? Can't remember where it was. Oh, it's in this side. Got it. There it is. I see it. And now we're going to open the third turbine, and we're ready to rock and roll, man. We got the power. Let there be light. Let there be light. And I'm sure there will be a boss that we'll have to fight. I'm pretty sure. But that's okay. That's the whole point of this game.
Hey, you've got the power back on. Rendezvous up top and we'll talk next steps.
So he wants me to rendezvous with him on the top, and we'll talk about the next steps. Maybe he'll give me some upgrades. I don't know, on the weapons. We'll see. Some more abilities. Alright, so before you go, save the game. Alright, so you want to make sure you save the game. So remember how I talked about those three things. Become familiar with the map, the layout of the map. Once you are familiar with the layout of the map, it'll be much easier for you to go through these levels, and you're not going to be stuck going back and forth. You know, you'll have a better understanding of where you are, so that way you don't get lost. It's frustrating when you are lost, right? Like in a maze. So you want to avoid that. So I'm trying to be articulate for you guys, so that way you guys understand what I'm saying. Be familiar with the map. Scan everything. Okay? I know sometimes you're like, oh, but I thought no. Double check. If you checked all three areas where you are allowed to be, and in those three areas you're like, man, I scanned everything. Well, think again. Did you really scan everything? Did you really read everything? Did you really pay attention? So that's why the scanning is very important, because the scanning will make you realize, well, wait a minute, I was in this area, but did I scan this, or did I scan that? And then of course the bosses. I talk about the bosses. It's okay if you die a few times, or maybe more than a few times, but try to learn from that. Okay, how did I die? What is this boss doing that I'm not doing? What are its capabilities, etc., etc. Do I have to time his attacks, right? But you have to study, because each boss is different. It might have to take you longer time, depending on which difficulty you're playing on. But that's the whole shtick of this game, you know. And I'm not trying, like I said, to be some sort of a smart-ass, smarty-pantsy about, you know, Metroid Prime. I hope these videos are educational, to educate some of you who are on the fence about the Metroid, so at least you understand what Metroid is. After you watch these videos, you should have a pretty good idea, after you watch my videos, what Metroid is. Alright, it's not Halo, it's not anything else out there that you know of other than Metroid. So it drives me crazy when people are comparing this to Halo. Like, really, dude? Really? When you start comparing this to Halo, you have no idea. Like, I already know you haven't played the game. You're just rehashing what some other grifters out there on the YouTube are saying. So you are going to echo and follow the same echo of those same grifters, and you're going to echo that same garbage out there. But see, that's the problem with the noise of the internet. Like, you know, don't listen to the noise. Don't be like me 7 days ago, falling to the same trap of the noise. People like to make a noise on the internet. Why? Because anybody can make a video. Anybody can upload video without any supervision, without any credibility. So you can put stuff out there, and then that's it. That's one of the things about YouTube and internet that you have to understand. Like, who's the individual that's uploading the video? Does he have any credibility, etc., etc. This is what you have to do. This the kind of, you got to be your own detective when it comes to internet, because you can't trust what people put out there on the internet, all right? And you certainly cannot trust the noise, you know. So this is why you need to find genuine YouTubers like me and others who are telling you what the game is and what it's not. All right. Basically laying out the facts instead of just some bunch of nonsense that people are putting out there. And there's all kinds of lies about this game, dude. Like, one of the biggest lies is they're saying that you are not alone in this game. Samus is not alone. Dude, she's always alone. What are you talking about? Like, this guy, I only talk to him when I need to talk to him. I only get to meet him. These characters, you meet them once in a while. And you talk to them for like maybe a few minutes and that's it. But majority of the time, you are alone, dude. Samus is always alone. Like, what are you talking about? But again, this is coming from people who clearly have not played the game. And honestly, that is the issue with these grifters. You check their channel, they're not even playing video games. They're just talking about you know, whatever's trending currently. Me, you look at my videos, dude, I'm playing a video game. I'm not focused on the drama. I'm not focused on grifting for this or that. I'm actually playing the video games, dude. And again, I don't care if this might sound to you like I'm like bragging about myself. I don't care if that seems to you like that. This is not bragging. This is just facts, you know. And it seems to me like some people are bothered by the sheer fact that I'm mentioning, that there's grifters out there who are just grifting for the sake of clicks and views and making money. Like, where are you playing this game, dude? Where's your live streams? What are you doing? Jaffe, at least he's playing video games. Like, you can say what you want to say about Jaffe. Yeah, he has his opinions, but he plays the video games. And there's certain games he doesn't play because it's not his shtick, which is fine. Like, Metroid is not his shtick, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If Metroid is not his shtick, I respect that, you know. But he's playing video games, like he's playing that retro classic 2D platformer game. I forgot the name, and that's what he likes and that's what he plays. But the bottom line is, doesn't matter what he plays. What matters is that he's playing video games. Like, I don't care what kind of. Here's the point I'm trying to make, and the reason I'm using Jaffe as one example. It's okay if Jaffe doesn't understand this game. Neither did I. Whenever he comes around, whenever he understands this game, whenever he really gets into it, if he ever gets into it, that's up to him. But I'm not going to criticize Jaffe, why he doesn't play this game. You know, I'm not going to think of him any less of a gamer than anybody else out there. Just like nobody thinks less of me as a gamer because I don't really play, you know, Elden Ring. You know, yes, I have played Elden Ring, but it's just not for me. You know, it's not my shtick, right? I'm not like, you know, looking down upon people because they're playing Elden Ring, you know. What I'm simply trying to say is, as long as you're playing video games, dude, I want to see you play video games instead of just blah, 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 grift, click, get me views type of YouTubers out there, you know. And that's essentially what you do see out there. It's a bunch of clickbaits, click, grift. And you look at their live streams, there's nothing there. Everything's about grifting. So I don't consider those individuals gamers because they're not playing video games. I know I am. I have credibility. Like, if somebody wants to like have a debate with me, dude, I don't have to say a word. All I have to do is just show you my evidence of me playing video games. Over 9,400 plus videos of me playing video games. So I have credibility. Yeah. Anyway. But yes, Jaffe is a gamer. And he was a gamer designer. Worked for Santa Monica Studios. You know, he created God of War and Twisted Metal, man. It was pretty badass 2 games. You know, you try and you go ahead and you create those 2 games. I think he's very underrated. I think he's a cool guy. But of course, there's a lot of grifters out there. You know, these new Gen Z grifters with all the new Gen Z generation of, you know, followers. Look, I understand, man. Nobody likes us older generations. So the problem with the YouTube right now is the reason I'm not getting many views, the reason Jaffe is not getting many views, is because the new generation, Gen Z, doesn't like older dudes. They look at us as dinosaurs. They despise us. They're like, oh man, look at these 2 dinosaurs. What are these creatures are? Why aren't these creatures extinct, you know? Why they're still roaming the earth? You know, it's a generational gap. It's a generational thing, and I get it. I'm even sure Jaffe gets it. And that's why I'm not getting views. A lot of people ask me, how come you're not getting so many views? You should be getting more views. That's because of generational gap. That's because I can't compete with these new Gen Z, you know, e-girls and new Gen Z, you know, pencil neck dudes out there. They all look the same, talk the same, and it's a generational gap. It's a generational thing. I cannot compete with that. And there's millions of them out there, and they're all pretty much like a ants mind hive. They all just follow each other, doing exactly the same thing, especially coming from TikTok, right? And I'm just being honest. I'm not like trying to like, you know, be an ass or like some sort of an asshole. Like, oh, you know, my generation is better than your generation. I get it. It's their generation. That's what they do. My generation was different. They'll never understand me, nor do I expect Gen Z to understand me or Jaffe or anybody else out there who's my generation. They're never going to understand me. I'm simply stating the fact why that is. Yes, there's also algorithm, but the algorithm, it's reaching out.
I'm waiting for you upstairs.
The algorithm is reaching out to the Gen Z audience. And algorithm, it's always going to recommend somebody who's younger. They know, AI knows what age I am. They know how old I am. They know my ass is old, so they're not gonna push my videos out there because of my old ass. They're gonna push the videos of younger dudes or younger e-girls out there, you know, uploading videos and streaming. This is just a fact, you know. It is what it is, you know. You know, it's not like I'm a, you know, terrible YouTuber who doesn't make good content or anything like that. That's not the case. If that was the case, nobody would be watching me. I wouldn't have any comments or any subscribers. No one would give a shit. That's not the case. The case is it's the generational gap, and of course the algorithm wants to push more Gen Z tubers to the Gen Z audience because they know majority out there using YouTube are Gen Zs when it comes to games. Now, maybe when it comes to politics and some other things, I might have a better success, but I hate politics. I don't like talking about politics. Politics is not my shtick. Okay, so I try to avoid politics at all times. So when it comes to video gaming, they're pushing mainly like the Gen Z tubers to Gen Z audience, which makes total sense. The only way that I would be able to accelerate my views is if I had like a huge sponsor. If I was sponsored by like a big company, let's say if I was sponsored by Coca-Cola, right? Or if I was sponsored by Asus, ROG, or if I was sponsored by, you know, these big companies like Turtle Beach, Yeah. Or a Monster drink or Red Bull or what have you. Or even a Rockstar drink. Is Rockstar drink still around? Then yeah, I would certainly get more recognition. Absolutely. Anyway, getting back to the Metroid Prime. Let's go save the game. Remember. Save the game. Remember, I talked about this. Device is frozen. Hold on. Let's look at the map. Alright. We're almost there to save the game. Always scan. Always double check everything, guys. The best way to deal with these little guys is like this. Use the morph ball and lay out these trap little explosives. There you go. Alright, we're almost to the top. Do the same thing here. Lay out the trap. You see, you learning from Mr. 4K, Mr. Nintendo. Okay. Save the game. See, I already knew it's already over here. Save mission. Yes. So what else do we got to do here? Well, we have to meet up with our guy up on the top, and then when we meet up with him, which would be surface, and when we meet up with him, then he's going to tell us what our next objective is. And our next objective obviously is going to be to use the elevator. Now that the elevator is working, which is right over here, see, we'll be able to use the elevator to go down to the quarantine. The elevator will take us down to the quarantine. See, there's the elevator right there. So the elevator from the top will take us down to the quarantine. See, this is why it's important to understand the layout of the map. Remember, that's why I told you, understand the layout of the map. And from there, we have to collect the key, teleport the key. And there will be the boss over here. We'll have to fight. And after that, after we defeat the boss, it'll probably be a very hard boss. How long it ever takes for me to defeat it. Once I defeat the boss, then I get the key. Then I move on to the next place on the map on the desert for me to collect more keys. You can see how many keys you got, right? So far, I got 2 keys, teleporter keys. Once I get this one, that'll be 3. So I'll have 3 out of 5. So after I collect this one, I'll need to collect 2 more keys. And after I get 2 more keys, well, then we'll see what happens after that. So it's not a short game. It's only a short game is if you cheat and you look at the walkthrough online and somebody online tells you what you need to do, what you have to do. Then, but see, that's cheating. That means you're not like playing the game the way it was meant to be played, right? Trying to figure things out. Like anybody can go online and look up things and find the walkthrough. The idea is not to do that. The idea is to figure things out on your own. Why it's taken me 7 days to get the 3rd key? Because it took me a while to understand how to play this game, so I took my time. I think I'm on my 8th day. I think it will be 8th day. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so it'll be 8 days. So for those of you who are watching tomorrow, Wednesday, this is going to be my 8th day. For those of you who are watching me today, it's the 7th day. But, either way, it's almost 8 days me playing this game. And why it's taking such a long time? Because I'm taking my sweet time. And it feels more rewarding. I'm having much better experience with this game. Like, when I finish this game, I will feel fulfilled. Like, my God, that was a great, rewarding experience. I had a great time, right? So it's not going to feel like I, wasted my time or anything like that. And that's the whole point of this game. It's for you to think for yourself, to figure things out on your own, without any help. Alright? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Okay? If you guys want me to make some more videos of this game, let me know. Look, all I can do is hope that everything I say here, that everything that I show you, gives you a better perspective of what this game is. Not what you expected it to be, but understand what the game is. You see, I never look at the game and say, oh man, do I wish this game was this, and that. No. My expectations should be not what I wanted it to be. My expectations should be exactly what it is. This is a Metroid game, and it's going to play like a Metroid. It's not going to play like a Halo 4. Stop comparing it to Halo 4 or any of these other games. This game plays exactly like Metroid, just like the original Metroid Prime on GameCube and V. So that's what it is. It's a Metroid game. It's a Metroid Prime. Prime, it's first-person view. Metroid, it's a 2D platformer, right? So, and look at me. Here I am. It's kind of ironic that you're hearing it from me, right? Considering, but it's really amazing that you're hearing it from me, because I think I'm a great example. I think I'm a great ambassador for Metroid, because I was somebody who really hated this game, who despised this game, especially if you watch my Dread videos. But that's because I was not understanding it. That's because my stubborn ass didn't choose to understand it. Now that I have understood what this game is, what the formula is, obviously, you can learn from me. Same thing with the Elden Ring. When I played the Elden Ring for 10 hours and 30 minutes, did I enjoy it? Of course not. But the very least, I understood what the game is. And I understood why there's so many people who like playing those types of Dark Soul type games. It's not for me, but I understood what the game is. And I respect what the game is. But I never said, ooh, Elden Ring is trash, or don't play Elden Ring, don't bother with the Elden Ring. I never said that. I simply said I understood what Elden Ring is. I understood the point of Demon Souls and Dark Souls and Bloodborne and all these soul-type games. I understand. It's just not for me, but I respect the fact that the game like that exists. So just because you don't understand the game and it's not for you, doesn't mean it's trash. I think that's what we have to learn. We can't call a game a trash because it's not for you. We just have to respect these genres. We have to respect these types of games. If it's not for you, that's okay. Listen, absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the very least people need to do, they need to respect what these games are, not what they wanted them to be. All right. So there you have it. I hope you learned something from this. Because I'm a very rare breed. Because you're not gonna find another rare breed like me on the YouTube. Because what you're gonna find out there on YouTube is a lot of grifters grifting. I don't do that. I mean, I could be a great grifter, I could be a great salesman, but I choose not to because that's not my shtick. If I wanted to be that type of a person, then I would have never quit my sales job. I would have just stayed as a salesman and selling, selling products to the people they don't need, and having people buy a product with the money they don't have, with the product they don't need. But I choose not to do that. That's why I quit. Because I try to be genuine about what I do. Honestly, everything that I do, I try to be genuine. And again, I'm not saying this to brag about myself. People who know me, Shuki knows me. He knows. Even Jose knows me. They know that I'm as genuine as you're gonna get. Am I perfect? Of course not. I'm not sitting here on some sort of a high horse. Hey, look at me, riding a high horse. No. But the one thing I do, and the one thing that people I think respect about me, is me being genuine. And I have credibility. I have credibility where everything I say, I can back it up. I can prove it. A lot of people cannot do that. They can just talk the talk. They cannot walk the walk. Everything I say, I can back it up. I can prove it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Happy holidays. And I will see you in the next video. If you want me to do some more videos of this, if you want me to make another video to show you the boss, so you can see what happens next, I can make that video if you want me to, to see how difficult this boss is on getting the third key. Alright, so that's essentially what we have to do. We have to go up and then take the elevator down to the quarantine and then collect the key. The teleporter key. However, there's going to be a boss on that quarantine area, and we'll find out how difficult the boss is, and what is the way that we can defeat him. I don't want to give you too much of like helping hand, because if I do that, then you're not thinking for yourself, right? The idea is for me just to give you enough tips so you know what to do, all right, if you're stuck. And that's the whole point of these videos. But if I show you everything, then that's cheating. Then you don't have to do anything. That's me holding your hand. You're not gonna learn anything if I do that for you. The idea is, that's the whole point. Now, before I end this video, that is the whole point of this game. For you to learn on your own. X, Y, and Z. That's what game's trying to teach you. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of Metroid. To learn, to figure things out, solve the problems. And it's good for your brain to solve the problems. Alright. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Happy holidays.